Alright, in this video we're checking out the MPOW H12 active noise cancelling wireless headphones, and these are wireless because they're Bluetooth 5.0. Just to get stuff out of the box, out of the way. So obviously you get the headphones, you get a cloth carrying pouch for the headphones, get a pretty nice manual. It's pretty easy to understand and well written, so I'm not going to go over that. It should be pretty easy to pair this up and operate. So manual is pretty good, and you do get a charging cable, so it just charges via micro USB, and you do get an audio cable because if you want, for example, if your battery on the wireless headphones are dead, you can still use the headphones via the audio jack, which is right here, and the micro USB charging port is on the other side, the right side. Now obviously there's a lot of wireless Bluetooth headphones on the market. There's nothing particularly that special about this one. It does have the active noise cancelling feature. I'll talk about that here in a second. I'm just going to give you my experience with these. I went on a trip recently and took these, and I mainly wanted these for the very long airplane ride, which is about 11 hours there and back. And I found that with the active noise cancelling feature, not playing any music or anything like that in the airplane, it does make the experience quite a bit nicer, and you can actually sleep a little better with the headphones on and canceling out the the ambient noise of being inside of an airplane. I'm sure some of you guys that have active noise cancelling headphones can probably attest to this, but for those of you that have never experienced that, it is something worth considering when going on a very long plane trip, and having that feature to just make the plane ride a little bit more tolerable, especially if it's a really long one, like a 10 or 11 hour flight. The active noise cancelling feature on these headphones, I would say, it's not, I wouldn't say not super strong. You still can hear some ambient noise, but it is fairly reduced, and I think they mentioned something around 25-30 dB of noise reduction, which is significant, and in an airplane with a lot of ambient noise, that makes a pretty big difference. And that was the main reason I wanted this. Now, other things aside, of course, the audio quality on this is pretty decent. I'm not an audiophile, so I can't say how this compares to, say, the Bose active noise cancelling headphones. Those are like $350. I'm pretty sure those are probably better, but those cost 10 times as much. I think these right now, I think it's like $46 with a $10 coupon, so it's like $36 for these. So yeah, if you want to pay $10 more for, I don't know how much better those would be. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you have the money, go for it. But for the money, this is probably going to be fine for most applications. The music quality is decent. It's pretty clear in the mid and in the treble. The high range, the low, the bass is, then they claim this is like super wide or super wide bass or something like that. The bass is okay. It's not, I mean, it's adequate, but it's not, if you're like used to like Beats headphones where it's got a really strong bass, this headphones doesn't have that. But I actually prefer the bass off of these than something like a Beats headphone, because I actually don't like the really strong bass on some headphones, especially like Beats. It's a little bit too overpowering. I prefer my music to be heard and not pounding my head, and these headphones are fine for that. You get nice clear music, adequate bass, but not overpowering bass. And the drivers on these, I think they're 30 millimeters, and it's fine. It's not super loud. They're loud enough. I think if you raise them to maximum volume, you possibly could hurt your ears. And I did raise them about 3/4 before you start. For me, it started bothering me that was a little bit too loud. But I think that for some people, they're gonna want louder. I just know that some people really like loud music. There isn't a lot of distortion once you get to the very top of the volume range. A tiny bit when you hit maximum volume, but it isn't too bad. So I think that they've done a good job with whatever driver they've chosen for these headphones. I decided to take this on a trip with me, and I just kept this in the cloth pouch in my backpack, and I didn't really take care of it. I just kind of threw it around, and it held up pretty good. It got a few scratches, as you can see here, just from me just not really taking care of it too well, but you can see it still looks in pretty decent condition after a few weeks of travel. If you don't want to use the cloth case, they do offer a travel case, like a hard case, and it's about $12, I believe. I'll link that down in the description as well. But this was fine for throwing around my backpack, and this is fairly durable. I don't think it'll break unless you run it over with a car or something like that. As long as you're not stepping on it or throwing it around on the ground, it should be okay for most situations. Now, in terms of comfort, I thought these were totally fine for extended use, many hours. The faux leather here is soft and doesn't hurt your head at all. You can adjust the width of the headphones and the length, so it doesn't put a lot of pressure on it. The spring tension on here isn't too much. Obviously, it does fold down for transportation to make it a little bit smaller. Now, it is a bit warm. This material, at least for me, after having it on for a while, and if you're in a warmer environment, you're gonna feel the sweat. So for those of you guys that don't wear headphones regularly, that's something that you might want to be aware of for these particular headphones. It didn't bother me too much, but yeah, normally I wear earbuds and the sweat's not an issue. But for these, and if you're going to be in a really warm environment, yeah, you're going to be noticing the sweat. And they do get wet, but the material here has been totally fine through all the sweat and everything. So definitely comfort-wise, totally fine. The opening should fit most ears. It didn't pinch my ears at all. And of course, with this hitting surrounding your ear, is going to provide very good passive noise reduction by basically preventing outside noise from entering your ear canal, probably more so than a normal earbud would. Now, one thing to note about the active noise canceling feature, in this position here it's off. You can turn it on here and you get the green light. When there is ambient noise, you do notice that there is a reduction in noise. However, if you're in an environment where there's no noise at all, when you do turn the noise canceling feature on, you do hear a slight background hiss, and I think that's because it's trying to cancel out noise that's not there. Perhaps that's just the way the feature works, but something you might be aware of. If you're in an environment where there's no noise at all, I'm not exactly sure why you would want to turn it on in the first place, but if you do, then that's what you would experience. Anyway, so that's been my experience with the MPOW H12 wireless headphones. I can definitely recommend them, especially for the price. Put a link down in the description to this and also the case, and there should be a coupon code on the Amazon webpage, so check that out. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.